Hi everyone, I'm David from Danfoss Climate Solutions and I want to warmly welcome you to Chillventa 2024. As you can see, I'm standing here in front of our booth where our main theme this year is shifting your perspective on the cold chain. For that, we will do an amazing journey from fork to fork, showcasing the different solutions that we have here at the booth. But first of all, let us know where you are joining from and what is your background. And remember, you can always visit chillventa.danfoss.com where you will find all the different amazing information that we will be showing here at the booth, expert interviews, you can book meetings with our experts, a lot of different things. All the solutions that we are showcasing, everything is in chillventa.danfoss.com. So, if you want to know what Danfoss brings to the show, follow me. Welcome back, guys. We are here with the first interview of the day. We are with Anatoli. Anatoli, you are the Vice President of Industrial Refrigeration. Can you tell us a little bit more about your background in Danfoss?
Right. I've been with Danfoss for 20 plus years, so starting back in the days, mainly working with in industrial refrigeration, a little bit of food retail, coming from a technical background, but then taking a lot of functions, including sales, product management, and other jobs.
Great. We are showcasing a lot of new solutions from an industrial refrigeration perspective here at Chillventa today. Can you maybe show us a little bit what we are showcasing? Can you do a walkthrough?
Sure. We'll be happy to do so. So when we talk about industrial refrigeration, we are well known for our components. We are the market leader within this segment, but we are taking the next step where we are moving from producing components into creating solutions that provide extra value for our customers. And for this expo, the focus is really on energy efficiency. That's something we're spending quite some time recently, and we'll be happy to run you through some of the stuff we are doing. So here we'll just start with a bit more traditional solutions of valve stations for evaporators. So we've been doing valve stations for evaporators for quite some time now, but now we are taking the next step in optimizing that with a focus on energy efficiency. So the new stuff we are showcasing here is this evaporator panel. So we've been indicating how to run our valve stations for quite some time to our customers, and now we're just saying, well, look, we'll take care of that for you. We are providing to our customers this panel that includes everything you need to run your evaporators. You have controllers, you have all the power modules, you can run your normal refrigeration, you can run your defrost. Additionally, you can get your graphical interface where in an easy and intuitive way, you can get all the settings done, even so you're not someone who programs controllers. A lot of our customers, they use PLCs to control the systems, which is pretty good, but it's also quite complicated and quite expensive. So by introducing this solution, we are making sure that we take a part of this complexity out. We reduce the price of installation and optimize the system that it runs them always is the most reliable and efficient way. Another thing with this particular system we're indicating is it's running with a defrost valve as a defrost module. We've been doing quite a bit of tests in terms of how much energy you can save by applying this solution. So there's a lot of end users, and especially looking into cold storage. And we've seen that 10–20% of the total energy consumption is possible, and the payback of system like that is less than a year. So it pretty much should be a no-brainer for any customer. And now kind of moving from a more traditional solution, we can go into look at some of the new stuff we are making.
Curious, is it better that the series all made it answer?
So here I'd like to get your attention for an air purger. We've been producing air purgers for quite some time, but now we are really taking it to the next step and making sure we do focus on energy efficiency for customers at the best way possible. So the air purger is a device to get air out of the system, all the non-condensable gases, as we call them, to make sure that the system always runs as the most optimal side. depending on the system type, there could be quite significant savings. What we've also done with this particular Purge is that we are moving from a synthetic refrigerant to propane to natural refrigerant. So now we have a 100% green solution. This air purger is quite different from what you find in the market. It has a self-contained unit, so it's not dependent on your refrigeration system, which has a lot of benefits. It doesn't matter if you run a high temperature or low temperature, you always can hook up your air purger and remove the air. The heart of the system is electronic controls. And as I've shown you previously, we've really been focusing on developing unique software that can do quite a lot of good for our customers. So you don't really have to think about the settings. The controller takes care of you of making sure that we take all the purge points, we check how much air there is in each and every single point. If there is too much air on one specific point, then we send an alarm and say, well, look, please check, there could be an issue there. And then we also give customers indication about how much air has been removed, how much energy we save. So our customers know at any given point of time that the system runs in an optimal way. Another thing, if you please could take a step aside, that we're showcasing here is this a bubbler. This device we didn't have before. It's quite a basic one, but we know a lot of our customers, especially in North America, they'd like to use this device, and it's really to make the removal of air fully automatic. We know that even with a very good air purger as this one, there's still some ammonia residue in the air that is leaving a purger. And to make sure that we remove this ammonia, it goes through water. It's also controlled by the air purger itself. It's fully automatic operation with getting the air in, air out, and also draining the bubbler when it's necessary. So then you don't really have to think about how to control the stuff. The controller take care about that for you. So great device, and definitely see big future for this for our customers. Now we've been talking a lot about ammonia products, so I'd really like to change your attention a little bit to some of the stuff they're doing for CO2 and just right over there. Video with it.
Not all the tourists is was a very mountain.
So CO2 has been quite a popular refrigerant for commercial refrigeration. It's been out there for a while, but now we see it takes more and more inroads into industrial refrigeration. And with bigger systems, you need bigger components. It's quite complicated because the CO2 has a very high pressure, right? And with larger components, it could be quite problematic. Another issue with the CO2 is efficiency. So if you run it at hotter climates, or if you run it with heat pump mode, you really need to make sure you optimize the efficiency the best way possible. So what I'd like to show here is our ejector unit. It's been especially designed for heat pump applications, but could also be used for refrigeration applications in hot climates. We are running quite a few field tests with those guys. It's the biggest ejector you can find in the market, so you don't really see anything like that. And it's not a standalone system. As you can see here, it's a built-in into a scalable system that you can scale up to multiple megawatts of refrigeration or heating capacity and get energy savings at the level of 10-15% on CO2 systems. So that could be really, really interesting. What we also provide is a controller for the system. So it's not just a standalone. You put a controller on top that secures that capacity is adjusted according to capacity of your system. You can hook this control up to your central PLC system and make sure you know what's going on at any given point of time, and also connect it to your rack or compressor unit that would seamlessly run alongside with ejectors. What you can also see here, you could just please maybe come a little bit over. On this unit, you can see also some of our high pressure components like filters and stop valves. And those valves, on one hand, we can say manual valves as a basic component. At the same time, they're pretty unique because they can operate at extremely high pressure differential. And currently there's nothing in the market that can do anything like that. So we are really proud with those products and really happy to showcase them here at the expo. And here you can also see we have a range of motorized valves for controlling refrigeration systems as well. Again, running here in tandem with ejectors. And but they can also be used as a standalone in other places of transcritical CO2 systems. So I do believe that we are really ready to run large transcritical systems in the most efficient way possible. At this note, I'd probably like to move over to another station that would be basically the latest and greatest what we do in terms of ammonia refrigeration. So as you can see, this area is quite busy. Here we are talking about the Neoch Charge, and that's our the most recent development that should revolutionize the way people are building industrial refrigeration. And it's not exaggeration. We've spent a lot of time on developing this system, and the results we've seen are really amazing, right? This system is working both with direct expansion, but also with pump recirculation systems. If you install it in a pump recirculation system, you can reduce your charge by up to 50%. So if you like an end user with a certain ammonia charge, you would expand your facility, but you can't increase the amount of ammonia you have. Then you can do it with the system with the same charge as is, right? And in case you want to get to a larger facility, you can do that as well. If it's a DX system, you can get a lot of energy saving by running a superheated 0 to 1 Kelvin. So essentially running a system without the superheat. What is more important is the system is fully automatic. Or when you start the system up, it runs automatic calibration, and then after some time, when it figures out how the operator is operating, it will run at the most optimal conditions. So you don't actually have to spend time on adjusting the system and come over the next day to see everything is running fine. The system would do it for you and would keep doing that as long as the system runs. So what are the essential components of the system? There are basically three key things. The one is, if you just come over here, the one is an expansion valve on the inlet. This is a pulse modulating or motorized valve. The second element is a controller sitting here in the box. And the third element is, and I have it here for you, is a sensor. So those components are very closely integrated to run together seamlessly. And we have a kind of a couple of sizes of the sensors and then one controller like that. The controller is basically a heart of the system where we use some machine learning elements. So again, just repeat it, but it's very important, running fully automatically. This box is a retrofit box, so you can go to our system which is running and then install it and upgrade it with a Neoch Charge. But then you can also use the same controller if it's a new system for a full of operator control. So essentially getting benefits of the other station I've shown you with valve stations, and also getting it enhanced by Neoch Charge. So it's really a very unique solution. There is nothing like that at the market, and I believe that moving forward, that will be the industry standard on how to build ammonia refrigeration. So I hope I've covered it, but
absolutely. I just want to ask you one additional question about our game changer, the Neoch Charge. Where do you see the most relevant use cases for this solution?
Thank you, great question. So currently we focus with a solution on ammonia refrigeration for cold storages. We run a lot of installation in cold storages, and we see great results with energy savings and very stable temperature control. Now the next step is to move to food processing. Dairies, slaughterhouses, guys like that, where the temperature control and process control is extremely important. It's all about productivity. And the early results we've seen is that when not just reduce the energy consumption, but enhance productivity significantly for our customers. So moving over to food processing. And then the third step for us is really move forward toward other refrigerants like CO2, because we do believe we can get a lot of benefits there as well. So bright future for the solution.
Super. Thanks a lot, Anatoli, for taking the time to explain us all the solutions that we are showcasing for cold storage and food processing. You guys, if you want to find all this information as well, you can go to chillventa.danfoss.com. We see you there, and let's go now to the next stage. Welcome back, guys. We have been discussing with Anatoli, and now we are here in front of our process cooling wall with Frank. Frank, you are head of product management for Turbocore.
Yeah.
Can you let us know a little bit about you, your background?
Sure, I've been with Danfoss now for 11 and a half years, responsible for product management and helping to oversee the development of new products and our strategic goals for Turbocore.
Great. I have a couple of questions related to Turbocore. How do our Turbocore oil-free compressor contribute to energy savings in food preservation applications?
Yeah, it's a good question. So with food preservation, what you have a lot of times is an application which has a high energy intensity, but also variable loads. And that's a perfect fit for Turbocore, which has the ability to operate with a very high efficiency across a wide range of conditions. So a recent study that has just been done that's being published shows that for a particular food preservation application, Turbocore saved over 50% per year in terms of energy consumption compared to a traditional ammonia-based screw system.
Well, that's great information. That brings me to the next question. What advantages do you think that the Turbocore technology offer in terms of maintenance and reliability for refrigeration systems?
Yeah, the biggest impact in terms of Turbocore is eliminating the oil from the system. So by eliminating the oil, you can improve the efficiency of the system because you no longer have to worry about oil going around coating the heat exchangers. But really it's also too about that you can eliminate all the components that are associated with the oil. Another big advantage by eliminating the oil is through the use, how we do it is with magnetic bearings. And magnetic bearings also provide the benefit that you don't have any wear over the lifetime. And so with no wear, there's no friction, and so then you'll have no performance degradation throughout the entire lifetime that the chiller is in service. So both of those really help to improve the overall maintenance and reliability.
Okay. And how does the combination of Turbocore technology and the E-Code microchannel heat exchanger address durability concerns in refrigeration systems?
Yeah, that's good too. So the Turbocore compressor, in terms of durability, eliminating the oil again is key because you eliminate all of the components which could potentially lead to other failure modes. In the same way, you can put that together in a system with the E-coated microchannel heat exchangers, which have special fins that have longer life. So through some salt spray testing that was done, they've demonstrated that they have over 75% longer life. They also have a multitude of corrosion options available to pick from as well. So the two work very well together to build a system which can sustain many years without any needs for replacement or having issues along the way.
And last question, but not least, how does Turbocore Cloud Services platform contribute also to improve the system performance and also the efficiency of the system?
Yeah, our new Turbocore Cloud monitoring platform brings you a whole new world in terms of data. So you're able to have a system which puts all of the data back up into the cloud, giving you real-time access and allow you to make data-based decisions. So these can identify areas where the system may not be performing as optimally as it should. It can identify issues that you can address prior to them actually becoming a problem and really help to focus on minimizing any downtime associated with the system.
Super. Thanks a lot for the information. It was really nice having you here at the live stream. So you guys who are there, remember that you can visit chillventa.danfoss.com, where you will find all the information that we are showcasing here at the booth. And if you want to know more, just follow me to the next stage. So welcome back, guys. We have been discussing with our colleague Frank about Turbocore and the amazing oil-free technology. And now we are here with our colleague Ivan. Ivan, you are industrial heat pump manager. And well, let us know a little bit more about you, your background, these things.
Yeah, right. Thanks, David. I work for Danfoss Global Applications team, and my focus is industrial heat pumps. I've been working with thermal engineering for the last 13 years. 7 of which dedicated to refrigeration, and the last 2 years dedicated particularly to industrial heat pumps.
Okay, great. I have a couple of questions for you. For example, the first one is, well, basically we are here on process heating. What is cooking into the Danfoss kitchen in the industrial heat pump topic?
Yeah, well, that's a good one. A lot has been cooking already for the last couple of years, therefore we are happy to present almost a complete portfolio of, among others, compressors, some valves and heat exchangers, which can give us heat pumps delivering sinks up to 100 degrees centigrade. The target for the coming year is to fix these fewer gaps and make it completely available. What is coming and what has been cooking also for the last year or two is higher temperatures, going to deliver low pressure steam, or with other words, above 100 degrees centigrade. Next step is the technologies which condense refrigerants at 130 degrees. And we have multiple of these high readiness prototypes on the field. We believe that they'll be available in a couple of years. So this is the next step.
So I guess that this shows us a bit our priority, right, for the future.
Definitely, definitely.
Okay. I want you also to showcase a little bit what we have here on the stand. So if you can just explain us a little bit what you can see.
Right. These are a couple of our compressors, obviously new development. We're very happy to present our new large scale compressor, which delivers temperatures up to 100 degrees centigrade condensing using hydrocarbons, isobutane in this case, and also some specific HFO also for high temperature. Target is booster applications, higher temperatures. It is large. It can go up to 140 cubes per hour thread volume in one compressor, and then you can have these 3 manifold. In other words, in some applications which are in middle size industry, you can have with only a few of these compressors half a megawatt capacity. We believe that this will change the game in these smaller industrial applications. Another one just next to it is collaboration, close collaboration with Palladio. We offer Palladio screws. They also obviously screw selector. What is new here is that it is the first compressor, screw compressor on the market which works with hydrocarbons and has integrated inverter. The reason, this is a new generation inverter which is placed differently than the other available on the market screw compressors. This is why this is the only one which has been approved to work with hydrocarbons such as propane, such as isobutane. Again, we target going up to 100 degrees centigrade with hydrocarbons or with low GWP refrigerants, also with these compressors. Here we can go with thread volumes up to 1100 cubes per hour, or in other words, 1.2, 1.3 megawatts in one single machine. And we're very happy with this development.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I know that you also wanted to show us a little bit what we have here on the screen.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we're talking a lot about which applications are relevant for industrial heat pumps. Right now, district heating is really booming in Europe, starting from north of Europe, also now big part of Central and going to south of Europe. What we see also coming more perfectly fine application fit for industrial heat pumps is large commercial applications such as hotels, hospitals. We have also good examples in Denmark with our technologies, shopping centers with up to 1 megawatt capacities. There where we have cooling needs and heating needs. You can easily use a screw compressor or other of our technologies which can deliver both the cooling and the heating demand. And what is my particular focus is industrial applications, process cooling and heating. Example is food and beverage applications such as this one. This is a brewery. And again, you typically would see plenty of heating, cooling process of consecutive cooling and heating one after the other. So you heat up stuff, then you cool it, then you heat it up again and you cool it. Usually people cool it with a refrigeration system, but heat it with a fossil boiler. However, you can disconnect to really substantially decrease the use of fossils if you connect cooling and heating, right? Rather than heat up something, then cool it down.
Okay.
It is more sustainable. And this is obvious product for our applications.
Okay, super. Thanks a lot. I know you wanted to discuss about CO2. For that, we need to move to another wall, so follow us. So, as we said, we wanted to come here to the CO2 section. What about CO2, Ivan? Danfoss have been for many years focusing on CO2 as a refrigerant, but is it still present for industrial heat pumps?
Absolutely, it is very present, and this is also why I wanted to take you here, guys, and to show you our new transcritical CO2 pump compressor, which we launched 6 months ago. This is a larger size 6-cylinder compressor, giving a sweat volume of 60 cubes per hour at 50 Hertz. If you run it with inverter, 71 cubes per hour. This is a game changer which will support the industry, our partners, to build larger racks, larger industrial CO2 heat pumps, up to 2.5, maybe even higher thermal capacity with this compressor. We already have quite a few projects in line, so the market is definitely there. So we also are not stopping at this size. We have, as you can see here from the signs, we have also in the pipeline, 2 years from now, coming 8-cylinder transcritical compressors going to 100 cubes per hour. So we see clearly the trend of CO2 growing bigger in size, and we definitely catch up with our compressors. But we should not forget that size is not everything. Also efficiency is important. Well, we therefore, in all of our compressors, we have a dedicated motor addition called SH motor for heat pump application. What's so special about it is that it has extended envelope, which means that with this motor you can utilize our compressors for higher suction pressures than the normal transcritical CO2 compressors, which means you can have better efficiency compared to the rest on the market, I would say. So this is something that we are quite proud of, and obviously target is heat pumps, efficient and bigger.
I also know that you wanted to speak about one of our game changers, Alsmart. Can you please let us know a little bit about it?
Yeah, sure, thanks. This is, Alsmart is our universal programmable controller, which we also launched at the beginning of the year. We are very proud of it, as you can see, and the reason is, well, it is a controller which is managing the entire heat pump ecosystem, first of all. Secondly, it is of a newest generation with better connectivity, more reliable, and something which is very important for industrial applications. This is, it is adjustable. You can easily extend the amount of IOs required. This is a game changer which can help make systems with one controller also for heat pump applications. Now this is a hardware, but we also now during Chillventa launched the first software application for it. Can you guess which one? CO2 heat pump application is the first application software for Alsmart. It is the first version, and there are many versions of CO2 heat pump. We look forward to continue developing it together with our partners for CO2 or also for other refrigerants which are in our portfolio. But this is happening now, so yes, definitely there's a lot going on also with CO2.
But great, thanks a lot, Ivan, for taking the time to step in with us here. Remember that you can find everything that Ivan has been speaking about on chillventa.danfoss.com, and then follow me. We go to the next stage. So we have been discussing about industrial heat pumps with our colleague Ivan, and now we can move here to the supermarket area where we have Anya. Anya, you are our solution marketing manager.
Yes.
Can you introduce a little bit yourself for the audience?
Yes, I can. Hello, everybody. My name is Anya, and I work here within Danfoss Food Retail, and the supermarket area is where I do all my work, and I love it. Right now, we are standing here in front of our Cool case control solution wall. What we see here is our standard normal AK-CC55 case controller, the best case controller for any cabinets in the world. What's new this year at Chillventa is that it's not only just Modbus communication, it is not just RS-45, of course it's still there, but as something new, if you want to upgrade your case controller also to be able to talk TCP/IP communication, we have a new feature, and that is you can remove the cover here, click this out, and you can put in an option board that looks like this, that is enabling the pack controller to then talk IP communication to the system manager. So meaning it is just a normal internet cable up to the system manager. Besides that, it is our normal Cool solution with our sensors, with our pressure transmitter, with our AKV valve, of course, our very well-known and best-in-class valve, our AKV valve, and of course a lot of other solutions like our water loop controller. We also have, of course, EKC controller if you want to have something for semi-plug-in. Of course, if you want the EKC controller to be connected to your system manager, you need to have a EKA Modbus adapter. And again, we of course also have our pressure transmitter. So all in all, we have a lot of different products and solutions for our case control solutions. So come and visit us and we'll tell you more.
So we have moved from the case control solution wall into the pack control solution. Anya, can you explain a little bit what we can see here?
Yes, I can. Now we moved into our Cool pack area. It means that now we are in the engine room itself in any supermarket where we have a lot of cool components. Of course, controlling it all is of course our well-known pack controller, our AK-PC72B, and B comes with an Ethernet cable up to the system manager for really fast connections. Of course, the pack controller needs to have different extension modules here in order to control the different valves. And here at Chillventa, we're also showing our brand new updated design of our CCMT valves we have here, with or without pressure transmitter. Something else that is new and super cool is we are launching a brand new filter dryer. There it was. It becomes, right now we have it in two variants. We have one that's a 1-core and we have a 2-core. And they're just released. They work for 90 bar and they're ready now to be sold all around the world. Really excited about that product. Another really exciting thing is of course our bug compressors. Now it's a year ago that we got bug into our family and now I can offer the complete solution. We have a big range of bug compressors, so please come by and we will tell you much more about the whole range we have. So that was a little bit about what we have in our pack area.
Yeah, super. Let's go now to the next station. So we were just discussing about the pack controller solution, and we moved here now to the heat recovery unit. Anya, can you explain us a little bit what does the heat recovery unit does?
Yes, I can for sure. So the heat recovery unit is the solution for every problem in a supermarket without making sure you reclaim all the heat. So what it does is you have a normal CO2 pack system like we saw in the pack area. You have a pack controller, you have a bug compressor, you have the valves, everything. Normally, traditionally, you would have a lot of excess heat that you wanted to get rid of. What you would do is you will have a gas cooler standing at the top of the supermarket and you will simply let out all that heat out to the birds, and that is just a waste of energy. That you shouldn't do anymore because now we have a solution. The solution is that you have a heat recovery unit like this. It is connected with a 3-way valve for the flow. Very importantly, we have now launched a heat exchanger, H48T, where you have hot CO2 coming from the pack on one side. From the heat recovery unit, you have cold water coming from the other side. And then in the heat exchanger, there's heat transfer. all the heat from the CO2 system is transferred into the water. The water is then stored in these 2 tanks. Here we have what we call a heat recovery unit with 1 tank. We also have solutions where it's with 2 tanks, so it all depends on what size of supermarket you're having. So basically, instead of throwing out the energy out on the roof, the energy is stored, it is reused, and in any supermarket you could either reuse it for ventilation, you can reuse it for if you have a radiator or floor heating, or you can use it for hot water, meaning if you have a butchery or bakery or whatever, you can use it for cleaning, right? So instead of getting rid of the excess heat, you simply use it to your own benefit, meaning that in many cases, any supermarket can actually be self-sufficient. You don't need to buy any energy anymore because you just use what you normally just throw out to the birds. So this is, in reality, really a game changer. And this we expect a lot from. So all customers who are using this, they are super happy, that's for sure. So this is what the heat recovery unit is all about.
So we have just seen the potential of heat recovery units, and now we are moving to the monitoring and connectivity world. Anja, can you elaborate please a little bit on this?
Yes, of course I can. So we actually made the full journey now, and now we came to the top level where we call it monitoring and connectivity, and of course we have our well-known AKSM, so our Add-up Cool System Manager that is combining the best of case, pack, and the heat recovery area. And our system manager is combining the best of all of it. So a very important step here, of course. The system manager is supervising all we have. So here we have the case controllers, here we have the pack controllers. As something new, just released here at Chillventa, is that now we have our very new L-Smart controller that now can be integrated into our system manager. Meaning that you can go ahead and program any HVAC, lighting, whatever application you need to have custom made, you now can go ahead and buy our L-Smart controller and create what you need in your supermarket and connect it to the system manager. Another news is that we also now have some new energy meters that you can connect also straight into the system manager. It is simply ready-made, easy connection. We have a 1-phase one and we have a 3-phase that's over here next to you a bit, it's here. And also something new is that we also have an X-gate solution, meaning a gateway. So if you have any other third-party controllers, now we can offer the X-gate solution and you can get connected into the system manager. So basically, this is all in all our total solution of getting everything into your system manager and have full monitoring opportunities of your supermarket. So basically, that's it.
So last but not least, we are here in front of our Danfoss Smart Store wall. Anja, can
Yes.
you explain us what is our Danfoss Smart Store?
Yes, our Danfoss Smart Store is actually quite unique. It's like Christmas Eve for me. What we have here is right in front of our headquarters here. This is our A building in Nuremberg, Denmark, our headquarters. Just on the other side of the street, we simply managed to build our very own smart store. Meaning that is all the solutions we have promoted for many years within case, pack, heat recovery unit area, monitoring, all of it, we actually brought to life and put it in a real supermarket. So it is actually one building, but it's a little bit 2 in 1. So what you see here is the gray area is actually the supermarket itself. It is run by Coop 365, a normal discount store in Denmark that we see all around. They have several hundred of them. And that supermarket is a normal supermarket. Everybody can go in and shop, yeah? What is not normal and what is super unique is the brown building we have here in the back, because that brown building is our application development center, and that's our playground, basically, where we are testing and we are learning and trying to come up with better solutions every day. In the ADC, as we call it, we have 2 packs. We have one that is a standard pack for the supermarket, and we have another one that is really advanced, and we put in all bells and whistles. We have ejectors, we have all high pressure valves, we have IHP compressors, we have everything we can put in there. Buck compressors, you name it. State of the art we have here, and we're using that for doing a lot of tests and a lot of learning. We basically have 3 areas we are trying to focus on and learn a lot. That is the cooling grid, so everything that is related to cooling, so that is of course the case control area, the evaporators, to the pack control with natural refrigerants of course, to the HVAC, to something with cold and heat storage. We are trying to investigate what can make sense for any supermarket. In the same way, we are trying to focus on the heating grid, which is the red circle here, and there we are trying to learn how is it we can use the heat from the refrigeration system. We saw the heat recovery unit, that is our solution, and we really have some great results. How can we use the heating for HVAC? How can we use it for storage? How can we use it for hydronic balancing? How can we do with selling our excess heat to our external heating grid? All of this we are investigating and learning. Last but not least, we have identified that we all need electricity for all of this. So therefore the electric grid is super important. We are, for instance, testing here solar panels. As you can see here, we have 100 kilowatt solar panels on the roof. And this is one of the things we are evaluating, how to do this the best. Does it make sense to have a battery storage? Can you use it for car charging and so on and so forth? So this is basically a playground for engineers to learn and innovate and just do better, and how we can recommend our customers to do the supermarket of the future even better. So this is a really cool place, and I invite all of you to visit our website where you can visit for the smart store, Danfoss, and you can fill in the visit form, and you can come and visit me and my colleagues, and we will show you all of it. We are so proud of it. So please come and visit us.
And the good thing of our smart store is that we are not wasting any energy.
Yes.
Because at the end, the energy that we are not using, either we use it for car sharing, for heating district energy utilities, everything. So that's the good thing, no energy waste.
Absolutely.
So thanks a lot for this amazing trip on the supermarket area, Anya. Thanks for taking your time. I know we are pretty busy. It's the first day, everyone is here, but we really appreciate you being here. For you guys, remember, chillventa.danfoss.com. All the information that you can see here at the booth is on our landing page. So stay tuned because we are going into the next stage. So we were having a look at the supermarket area, and now we move here to the Eureka one with Jörg. Jörg, you are our global solution expert. Can you let us know a little bit your background in Danfoss?
Yes, sure. Well, I'm in the refrigeration industry and in Danfoss, by the way, for more than 30 years. Done several things within Danfoss. But always refrigeration. That means I hopefully have some experience in refrigeration and know a little bit about different applications.
I'm sure you do. And you may know him from different live streams that we were doing with Jens and John. You have been appearing on TV or on live streams many, many times. But let's get back to the point.
Yes.
Can you present us a little bit the cold room experience that we have here behind us?
Yeah. There is a cold room. They are behind us. So everybody on the fair here, come along to the Danfoss booth and visit that cold room. It's a fun experience. You hear about that now. So how it works is that there is a cold room, but kind of upside down. So it's not a real cold room, it's printed, but it's upside down, turned 180 degrees, so you can sit on the evaporator, take a photo, and then it looks like you are hanging from the evaporator. You can sit there, lay there, or do a handstand as you wish. So it's there for you to have some fun. Come along. The reason why we do that is to give you the experience of changing the perspective. That's the idea behind it, to really feel that as well.
Yeah, it makes total sense because the main theme of the exhibition is to shift your perspective on the cold chain. And I think we're also using this as a photo call where you can go in and take some pictures, funny pictures. So, as you said, if you are here, come and visit the cold room area. Let's get more now into refrigerants. This is a hot topic. Which refrigerant options are there in general?
Well, there are still ones which are in some regions, especially in Europe, difficult because of the high GWP. Then we have the A2Ls, which are typically a lower GWP, global warming potential. And then there are naturals like propane and like CO2. And those two, we see them a lot in the HoReCa area. Just for those who wonder what that is, hotel, restaurant, catering, HoReCa. So that's where it comes from. And that's why we see a lot of those refrigerants now. And you find components for these refrigerants as well.
And which of these refrigerants or these options are most likely to be seen in the future?
Well, because of that F-gas phase down, we expect that you're going to see propane and CO2. Propane for these self-contained units with a smaller charge, with a very well-contained charge, and then either propane for very small condensing units and CO2 for somewhat larger cold rooms. That's what we expect in the future. Some A2L as well, yes, but mainly propane and CO2.
Okay. Last question, but not least, what do we offer? What does Danfoss offer for these refrigerants in the HoReCa space?
Oh, well, yeah, the answer is kind of simple, whatever you need. But let's give you some examples. Let's start with CO2. There is that thing called a condensing unit. I know it's a gas cooler, but everybody calls it a condensing unit. And you can use that as the condensing units you had before. Connect your suction line, your liquid line, and then indoors you have your evaporator and of course expansion valve. That exists for the A2Ls as well and for propane. You can get that even for propane. But let's stick on the CO2. That's what we have, the condensing unit, control valves, controllers as well, and line components, filter dryers, pressure switches, that kind of stuff. If we go to A2L, you find it like on the known refrigerants, everything, all the components the same for propane, expansion valves, filter dryers, and so on. And then there's something else I would like to mention, and that's IoT components, which is maybe a bit funny because if you have a bottle cooler, why do you need an IoT component? Well, to, for example, get some information of where the bottle cooler is, or whether it's still full or not, or whether the temperature is okay. You want to have that maybe even from a bottle cooler. And there are solutions here, you can find them here. So if you are interested in any of that, come along to the Danfoss booth and we go into details.
Great. Thanks a lot for taking the time for being with us. You guys over there, remember that you can find all the information that we have here in the booth at chillventa.danfoss.com. Don't hesitate, ask your questions. We will be answering them as fast as we can. Thanks a lot and go to the next stage. So welcome back, guys. We have been discussing with Jörg about our solutions for HoReCa. Now we move here with Mathieu. Mathieu, you are Director of Heat Pump Solutions.
Yes.
Can you please introduce a little bit yourself?
Yes, so thanks, David. I'm the Heat Pump Solution Director of Danfoss. So I'm one of the persons that is in charge of implementing the strategy related to the heat pump segment from the residential to the industrial segment. And today I'm going to talk about commercial.
Super. What's new for Danfoss in commercial heat pump market?
So when we are talking about the commercial heat pump market, we are basically thinking first about the future multifamily buildings and the way we're going to retrofit all the boilers there with heat pump technology. Danfoss, those last 2 years, I would say, has really worked on developing new solution with propane refrigerant in order to address this segment. And we are coming with a full-blown portfolio that we just released, starting first with the compressors. So we are releasing a new range of compressors from, I would say, 30 kilowatt up to 90 kilowatt variable speed technology with a dedicated inverter. This compressor is capable to produce water up to 80 degrees, and that will facilitate the retrofit of boilers in old buildings. On top of this, with the launch of those compressors, we are also coming with solution with new plated exchangers that will target the segment from, I would say, 20 to 150 kilowatts with two new models. The first one is the H62 that is here, that is targeting from 20 to 50 kilowatts. Main advantage of this type of technology, it has been fully optimized for propane, and it also developed in a way that we are reducing as much as possible the refrigerant, all the volume within this refrigerant. And close to it, there is this big brother that we call the H118 that will target the segment from 50 to 180 kilowatts. So those are the main two components, compressors and heat exchangers, but we are also coming with other components dedicated to propane, naming them a new electric expansion valve that we call the ETS-8M, that will also target this segment from 20 to 200 kilowatts. Then we have also a new pressure transmitter, it's called the P070, lighter and suited for this type of application. And last but not least, we also have a new gas detector, a new propane gas detector called the GS3 G290 that is able to, for safety reasons, in case there is a leak in the unit, is able to sniff if there is a leakage of propane, and then we mitigate it by shutting down the unit. So yeah.
Okay, so we have a full portfolio for heat pumps dedicated for multifamily. What about commercial, hospitals and so on?
So when we are talking about commercial buildings, such as hospital offices like you were mentioning, we are talking about capacities that are a bit bigger than the ones that I've just mentioned. So we are talking about 200 kilowatts and above up to the megawatts. And here in this field, I would like to highlight the new development that is related to our oil-free technology, the Turbocore compressors, that is coming with a new design, able to operate up to more than 80 degrees water temperature, which is quite unique, really suited for water-to-water application, like I said, from 300 kilowatts up to several megawatts. So this is a brand new development that will then enable the Turbocore technology and the oil-free technology to penetrate this type of market in this type of heat pump market. On top of this, like for the propane one, we are coming with a full ecosystem of products. Naming them, we have what comes with the compressor. This is what we call the oil-free check valve. So this is a check valve that ensures high reliability of the compressor in order to potentially avoid any potential break of the compressor. And we're also coming with an economizer function that is able to cover from 100 kilowatts to several megawatts. And last but not least, we are also coming with a new portfolio of expansion valves. So the ETS-C and the ETS-Large that are qualified with oil-free components and targeting this segment. So we have propane on the smaller part of the segment and Turbocore technology to address other type of buildings.
Super. If we need to focus on CO2, what solutions for CO2 are we presenting for domestic hot water production?
So here I really talked about comfort application, but when we talk about hot water production, for example, in a building where you just need to have a high load of hot water production or in an industrial setup, then we have a complete CO2 portfolio that is fitting this purpose. So CO2 is really great for high lift and hot water production. And in this case, in other part of the booth, you will find the new development of the box compressors, so with the 6 cylinders that will enable us to reach several megawatt units. And we are also coming with a full-blown development of expansion valve, the CCMT, and also new type of ejector. Not in the past, but we have what we call the multi-ejector, and we are also for the large size heat pump, we are developing a new ejector that we call industrial ejector in order to maximize the efficiency of the CO2 system. So it's not only about propane and Turbocore, but we also have development in this commercial segment with CO2 with our company.
Super. Thanks a lot, Mathieu, for taking the time to be with us. And remember that all this information can be found at chillventa.danfoss.com. See you on the next one.
Thanks.
So we have been seeing all the different solutions that we have in the supermarket area with Anya. We have moved here with to see Alsense with you, Julian. Julian, you are Alsense Commercial Service Development. Can you also tell the audience a little bit more about your background in Danfoss?
Yeah, for sure. I am 15 years in Danfoss. 10 of those years have been spent in food retail area. I started off in sales in Europe for 3 years, and I've spent 5 or 6 years as product manager of the Alsense platform that we're talking about now. Now I've moved back across into a sales role so I can help our global sales team understand the benefits of an Alsense platform and also help Danfoss to monetize on the investment that we've made.
Amazing. This brings me to the first question. Well, we know that Alsense can help optimizing the daily running of a supermarket, for example. Can you maybe explain us how does it work? How does it help?
Yeah, for sure. And when you talk about daily running of a supermarket, we look at 2 main things. We look at capturing alarms and processing, and also managing temperatures. So first of all, if we have a quick look at alarms.
Yep.
So all of our controllers in a supermarket are set up to generate alarms. So in this case, different ways we can look at it. One from a management perspective. So if you're a manager of a retail chain or if you're in charge of a service provider, then obviously capturing alarms and being able to identify which of your stores are generating the most alarms, which assets in those supermarkets are most commonly the cause of these alarms, but also what sort of type of alarm, then obviously that's vitally important. Any types of alarms can then be used as initiatives in the supermarket to either technically improve what they're doing or improve the operational behavior of the staff to help reduce the alarms. We can also look at the day-to-day, so the real alarms themselves. So again, typically a service provider might be responsible for resolving them. So again, rather like a help desk type application, you can see real time capturing all the alarms, not just from one store, but all of the connected stores. You can then drill into those. Then you can see more details about the actual root cause of the alarm. And then the person responsible for actioning them, they can then interact with that alarm, put in some commentary in terms of what it was, then they can apply a resolution to the alarm. All of that then is kept in an audit trail. So if anybody else is looking at the store, they can go in and see exactly what's happening. So basically managing the alarms is a fundamental prerequisite basically of operational excellence in any supermarket.
Sure. My next question is, well, you know that supermarkets, they are looking for reducing the carbon footprint and the food waste. How can Alsense help us or help the supermarket owners with that?
And I would say we look at the 2 things. We look at temperature management or temperature quality, and then we look at energy efficiency generally within the store.
Yep.
So in Alsense, if we look at, first of all, we start looking at temperature management. So in Alsense, what we're doing, for every single cabinet that we have in the store, we're collecting the temperature. And here you can see we're calculating the average control air temperature of every cabinet in that store every hour for every day. From an operator's point of view, we're color coding it. So it's very easy for them to identify anything red, and that potentially is overcooling, overheating, and everything that is blue is overcooling. So anything overcooling is energy waste. Anything in the red zone is obviously a potential risk for food waste. So that's what we do. We will look after set points within the stores. We will also generally look after the energy consumption across the whole store. So obviously whether we're looking at refrigeration, lighting or heating, we can manage all of that within the Alsense platform for all of the stores. So here's a simple example of a certain day. We can see based on what is the overall profile of the consumption across all of the stores. We can then compare which of my stores have got the highest consumption. Then to get a bit smarter, we can have a look at the profile, drill down, we can see how many meters we have in each of the stores of what type and how much. and then look at the distributed consumption. That tells me how much of my energy consumption am I using for refrigeration, HVAC, or lighting. What is new to Alsense, and now particularly smart in terms of identifying potential energy waste or opportunities for savings, and that is our ability to put an energy baseline together. So this is our first venture in Alsense of making use of AI technology. So what we're doing here is creating an energy baseline for every store. That baseline is taking into account historical consumption, but also taking into account ambient temperature and humidity of the store, okay? What that gives us the ability to do on a day-to-day as the store is running, where they're comparing the energy consumption of the store against the baseline value, okay? This helping a store, first of all, identify which of the stores are performing well and which of the stores are performing badly to a very realistic baseline. And then to help prevent drift, you don't want to find out 6 months from now that you were performing particularly badly. So again, in our sense, we have alerts that can be triggered to very quickly identify if you've seen a change of behavior and something needs to be done to prevent any energy waste continuing.
Super, that's great information. At the end, this provides us all the tools to manage a supermarket in a more efficient way, all alarms, everything inside one tool.
Yes, we basically look after 3 key areas. One is reducing food waste, number 2 is reducing energy waste, and number 3 is improving operational efficiency. With those 3 things, obviously, the supermarket can run as efficiently as it can.
Great. Thanks a lot, Julian, for taking the time of being with us. You guys remember that you can check everything in chillventa.danfoss.com. And well, see you in the next stage.
Thank you.
So welcome back again, guys. We have been discussing with our colleague Julian about digital services, and we had the chance to grab Trevor. Trevor, thanks for coming visiting us. Trevor, you are a founder of Refrigeration Mentor. I don't know if you had the time to have a little bit a look of the booth, but what are your first impressions knowing that the main topic is shifting your perspective on the cold chain?
Yeah, no, I appreciate you having me here. Yeah, I did a podcast with Henry. Definitely go check out that podcast I did with Henry Stephenson. And he was talking about the changes that you guys have been making in the ecosystem of the cold chain, which is really cool to see that the development over the years, especially in CO2, where you guys were one of the pioneers over 20 years ago, started having product in the industrial side for CO2. And I continue to see the growth. And I was here 2 years ago hanging out with the team here at Chillventa. And once again, I see more and more products coming to market from you guys, which is super cool that you're keeping pushing the envelope.
Yep. As you said, CO2 is one of our main tendencies in the last years. But well, apart from that, I know that you are a compressor expert.
Thank you.
And well, we are showcasing Palladio, PSG, Buck. How do you think that this full range of compressors can help to become the cold chain more sustainable?
Yeah, well, one of the big things is I met with Manuel Franchelet when it was Bach wasn't owned by Danfoss, and you guys did that acquisition. I think was a huge game changer for you guys to have a full CO2 product line now with the Bach compressor. And if you guys haven't seen that CO2 Mondays with Manuel, go check it out because it's a really informative session with Manuel. But I think as you guys continue to grow and build your portfolio, it's going to make it easier for customers down the road. And every time I come and hang out with the team here at Danfoss, I always learn something, so I think that's pretty cool.
Super, then I will not take much of your time. I appreciate that you have come here to visit us. Thanks a lot. They can visit you in refrigerationmentor.com.
Yeah, please, refrigerationmentor.com, come and check us out.
Absolutely, and if you want to know more about Chillventa, about what we are doing here at the booth, chillventa.danfoss.com is the place to be. Thanks a lot. So, thank you guys. That was all for today. I hope you enjoyed as much as we did doing the live stream. Remember that all the information that we have been seeing here, you can find it in chillventa.danfoss.com, all the different solutions, the interview with the experts, everything that we have been showcasing at the booth is in chillventa.danfoss.com. So again, it was a pleasure. See you next time.